they're probably in the...
Okay.
We have 76 people waiting for us, so I just hit live, but we...
Warsaken.
Let's go, leaving enemy leaders down on the floor. I take off with the loot, I don't fumble. And I put it on West while I run up the number. I'm cracking over me a pack. Yeah, I'm about to nuke 'em where they at. Yeah, if you play the game, then you get the loot. You claiming it now, it's belonging to you. I'm launching no ballistic missile to destroy territory. Snipers eliminated the enemy leaders cause it's mandatory. Man, I feel sorry for you if you ain't on my team cause we always slip. If you trying to get down with some action, then it ain't too late for you to go and enlist.
Warsaken.
Let's go, leaving enemy leaders down on the floor. I take off with the loot, I don't fumble. And I put it on West while I run up the number. I'm cracking over me a pack. Yeah, I'm about to nuke 'em where they at. Yeah, if you play the game, then you get the loot. You claiming it now, it's belonging to you. I'm launching no ballistic missile to destroy territory. Snipers eliminated the enemy leaders cause it's mandatory. Man, I feel sorry for you if you ain't on my team cause we always slip. If you trying to get down with some action, then it ain't too late for you to go and enlist.
Warsaken.
We are no longer muted and people can now see us. Welcome to the show. So this is the first show in a long time. I have been very busy on the NFT farm. I have been sick for 5 weeks and now I have my virginity taken by these awesome guys with my new setup, new mic, new audio mixer and a lot of fun things. Hope everything works well today with audio, with video and everything. Please let me know in the chat if not. And now let me say welcome to Daniel or Coleman, perhaps I should say, and Matt. How are you guys doing?
Hey, Legion. What's up, everybody?
Good to be here. Yeah, hey, good. Glad we got so many people in here. It's awesome sitting down with Anders, one of my mentors in the space. Like a year ago when I was getting in here and trying to get my feet under me on Wax, I would watch his videos and learned a ton. So awesome to get to meet him. We've been chatting for a couple months now. He's been a huge Warsaken fan from the very start, big supporter of us. So appreciate you. And Matt, always good to see you. I see you more than I see my family lately, even though you and I live in different states, but always good to see you.
It's the way it should be.
Yeah, like the first time I went into your website and saw the trailer that everyone that was here just saw as well on the stream, I had it looping a few times. It feels really amazing. The art is really nice. And then you have this history before with the project and everything. And I don't know who should get into that history. I think Matt has a bigger part of that history, right?
Yeah, he's one of the creators of the game.
Yes, we have resource cards because of me.
No, but okay, so Warsaken.
It'll be on my tombstone.
Yeah, what I do with a new project is that I go and research it. I go and search for background. I go for the people behind the project. I try to find more. And I noticed that you tried to launch this as a physical card game a few years ago.
We did.
And so what's the story there?
Yeah, so a lot of people in our Legion have heard this, but for people who aren't part of our Legion yet, they probably haven't. So what happened was, and I'll make it fairly quick, Brandon, when he was a young boy, was trying to find a way to connect with his dad and had thought, like, maybe I can make a war game, because his dad had been in the military. His dad is actually one of the leaders in our game. It's based on his dad, and the picture is pretty close to his dad. So me and Brandon started playing things like Magic, other games. We play a little Pokemon with each other, some Dominion. And then one night he was playing with his son and they started talking about, he brought up that story and they started going, well, let's develop this game. And so they started kind of going back and forth. Brandon called me the next day and that's when I got involved and started like coming up with cards and actions, and then one day he would call me and be like, what if the card did this? And I'd be like, oh, that's great. Or I'd say, what if the card did this? And then other days I'd be like, no, we're not doing that, that's dumb. Like, you know, I mean, you go back and forth, you argue and argue and argue in a nice way, and from that you come up with really good stuff, right? Going that back and forth razzing and having a good time. So we developed the game out, we started playing it, and we started making sure all the decks, we were going to go with pre-made decks to start, so people could just start playing right away. And we went to Kickstarter to launch. And we didn't understand Kickstarter. You know, Brandon had done some research, but we didn't understand that if you asked for $100,000 because your artwork wasn't done, even though you showed in there exactly how it's going to get spent on artwork, you know, people think you're doing a cash grab, right, on Kickstarter, because that's happened before. We didn't know any of that. We're like, well, we showed people exactly what we're using the money for. We're good. And so we didn't hit our goal, and we actually stopped the Kickstarter before the end because of that. And Brandon and me decided the artwork needs to be done before we go back to Kickstarter. And so our goal was to get 100% of the artwork done, and then we were going to go back to Kickstarter and ask for 1/10 of what we were asking for before, and everyone could see the beautiful artwork. And about that time that we were kind of like, okay, in the next 6 to 8 months, we need to launch the Kickstarter. Let's start ramping up, redeveloping the website. During that time, we also found we couldn't get the trademark for our original name, which was Legion of War. And we couldn't get that because some people have asked, why do you change the name?
Yeah.
And we couldn't get the trademark. So we sat there one night coming up with thousands of names and hundreds of names, and some Brandon wouldn't let me use because they were not as clean as they should be, which I just thought they were hilarious. And so we came up, you know, we were both kind of looking at each other like, okay, Warsaken, and we were like, whoa, wait a minute. So we went on and checked everything and found it was all available, and that's when Warsaken started. And then he called me one night and said, hey, my really good friend Daniel is talking to me about these NFTs. He's saying we're literally you know, blockbusters not paying attention to Netflix, not buying Netflix when they had the chance, and if we don't get into NFTs because they're so amazing, I'm going to research this. So he researched it, then he brought it back to me, and I researched it, and we were both like, we got to do this. And from the beginning, our goal has been to have better artwork than everybody else out there, and that was including the trading card side. You know, better artwork than Pokemon, better artwork than Magic. You know, we want you to look at this and feel like you can get sucked into the world of this leader or drive this tank, but keep it true to, you know, the card side. We don't want to go take a physical photo of a tank and use that. We want it to look cool. So Brandon spent I gotta give Brandon all the credit for the artwork. I mean, he would run it all by me, and some stuff I didn't like, and we'd make changes, but he found all the artists. A lot of artwork's been paid for that we didn't use because we didn't feel it was up to par, or we shifted because we wanted to look a different direction.
Yeah.
So there were really three things about Warsaken, and I said I was going to keep it short, and I didn't, because this is what I do. Daniel writes stories. I just tell them off the top of my head. So three things with Warsaken. We wanted to look the best. We wanted everyone to be able to enjoy it. We didn't want any of the, like where there's other games where the other person has a 15-minute turn, churning cards, getting cards, churning cards, and all of a sudden 15 minutes goes by and they're like, I beat you. And you're like, wait, what? Like you're trying to figure out everything they did, or you save up to do a card and then someone's like, I dropped this artifact on you and you can't play that anymore. And you're like, wait, what just happened? I've saved up 3 turns to do this. And we didn't want that. And then we wanted so many different ways to play it that everyone could be happy depending on their personality. So we have Blitz. Blitz is very fast. It's the same. You have a leader, 4 territories, and 60 more cards to make a 65 card deck. No more than 4 cards of the same exact card. That's all the same. But you roll a dice. The dice gives you actions that allows you to play cards and draw cards. So if you roll a 1, it puts you as a disadvantage versus rolling a 6. So there's a little bit of luck involved, which makes it fun. But you match 3 of the cards, and every match allows you to do different things. So it's very strategic, because I might choose, do I want to take another turn or have 3 more actions? Do I want to bounce 3 cards from the person off the table, or do I want to make them discard 6 of their top cards off their deck? And so it's super fun. We have the normal game, which you use all the actions on every single card. So that's the more in-depth play. You can create mill decks and morale decks, and it's very thought-provoking, and you can pick your cards. And then we have Cabal. We wanted a way for people to play the board. So it's not quite a Gloomhaven. You don't have the little characters you put in places, but it's the same thing. You're playing the board. I can sit down by myself and I can play the board, the Cabal, which is a terrorist organization. And the great thing there too is if Anders, I'm going to play you, like let's say we're coming to visit you over there and I'm going to play you and I want to build a new deck. I can play the Cabal and see how many levels I can get to continue refining my deck over and over, to where I get from I can only beat level 8 on the Cabal to now I can beat level 15 on the Cabal, or 20 or whatever. So now I'm ready to come, I'm ready. My deck's ready to go after you. So those are the 3 ways to play. You can tell I'm very excited about it. I get super animated when I'm excited about something, and I couldn't be more excited than I am about Warsaken and our fans on Discord, or our friends and family on Discord, really is what it is now.
Yeah, that's awesome. And the game, so we have 2 parts here. We have a physical game and we have a digital game. So that is one thing that I want to go into. But first, I want to go into that you said better art than Magic the Gathering, and that got a few comments in the chat, because I know there are a lot of Magic the Gathering fans that love the art and everything. So that is a bold statement.
Well, and understand,
and I love that. I love
Magic.
that.
Yeah, I'm not putting down Magic. What I'm saying is, when we decided to do this, we wanted to make it better. If you don't try to make your project better, and each person will decide if it is or not. There'll be some people that say, the Magic artwork is so good, and they have the right to say that. I'm not putting that down. But if your goal isn't to make it better than everybody else out there, then you're not even going to get it up to the par of everybody else.
Yeah.
So that has to be the goal. If I went into it saying, well, ours won't look as good as XYZ, or ours won't look good as this one, but we're going to try, we're not even going to get up to that level. So yeah, I do make a bold statement, but that's the thing. Artwork's different to everyone. I can look at a painting and love it, and you can look at it and be like, this is trash. So if I offended anyone in the Magic side, I apologize.
I hope
but
I'm just
saying, I think our artwork is amazing.
I love that when people are confident and they can provoke people. And as you say, our art is of the beholder, or whatever you can say. And like the goal has to be to create something that you like. And that's what you're trying to do. And that's awesome. And the art, from what we can see on the website and the promos and everything, I really love them. They are really, really good.
So we actually have that philosophy with everything that we're doing. Like the community we built on Discord from the very day one, we're like, this is going to be the best, tightest knit community. No matter how big we get, it's going to be the best community. It's going to blow away. There's some really good communities out there. Ours is going to be the best. Gameplay of all the games on the blockchain. There's some really good fun games and more coming out all the day. They're a little bit basic right now, but we see some things developing. Ours is going to be the best, most fun gameplay. And to that is that's one of the reasons we added Blitz and Cabal, to give people options and let everybody have something. Everything we do, I have some contact with some artists, some Magic artists, and I've been blown away by them. In fact, one of my book cover series is done by a guy who does Magic art also. And when looking from the outside with Warsaken early on, when it was the physical game, and before I approached the team about coming to the blockchain, I was looking at the blockchain and I was looking at this project, and I was like, man, if we could get these two together, it would blow the doors off of Wax and off of anything else out there. And that's why I was so insistent. In fact, I went and I kept poking Brandon and talking to him. And the last time I did, I said, I'm not going to bug you about this anymore. But then, I kind of said, you're going to regret it in 18 months if you don't look at this. And I said, I have nothing to gain by this. I'm not asking for anything. I'm not, I don't have a dog in the fight, but I really want to see you guys succeed. And so they went and looked at it, and he came back and he said, not only do we want to do that, we want you to be on the team. And so that's how I joined the team. And since then we've been going like a full-time job, trying to get everything ready.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And to be fair, if Magic wasn't such a good-looking game, we wouldn't have tried so hard to. Our goal was to be at that level or higher. So, for anyone who's a lover of Magic, us playing it for years is the reason we wanted to make this so good, because that is a really good game. The goal of anyone making a game should be to try to make it better than everything else that's out there. or else you'll fall short.
Yeah, like Magic the Gathering, I used to play that on my breaks at high school and things like that, with my friends on weekends, and that's many years ago. And then I played a lot of Hearthstone and games like that. I really like these kind of card games, and we have a few blockchain based that are looking somewhat good, but all of them have some kind of downside that it's not a polished game. So I'm very happy. Like right now on Wax, we have the Forsaken, we have the not the Forsaken, the Forge, and Warsaken and Metropolis. These 3 games look really well before they are out. We will see how they are. I'm really excited about it. Warsaken is one of those that I really think will be awesome, and I think I want one of the physical decks, and then I probably need 2 so I can play with people. But that's something that I really want to have later at home as well, like in the office if I have a guest or whatever and we want to do something. It's always fun. We have a question here. We have a few questions, and we can just go into it shortly and we can go into it more deeply later. And that is, the first one is, what's the price of the packs and when is the pack sale?
Yeah, pack sales on the 15th. The prices aren't up there, so a lot of people in our Legion know we were going to use credit cards only or debit cards, and that changed just recently. The company we were working with was trying super hard to get us there and get themselves to where it needed to be able to do that, and they just needed a little bit more time, and we didn't want to delay the launch because our Legion's been so excited. So we're selling on 100% wax now. So we're going to use a 7-day rolling average plus there's a small fee in the price, so that there'll be a single wax fee, and we'll have that up probably the day before launch, because wax is super volatile right now. It's going up and down a lot, so that we'll have locked in. So we're going to lock in each day, so that way, you know, if it went way up or way down, that's not affecting people. So, Coleman, anything you want to add on that?
Yeah, we've got 3 packs. We really wanted to reach out to make this game playable for everyone. Like when I got in and started writing the lore and getting involved with it, I was really impressed with how good it was. But when we started planning it, we're like, we want to make this approachable by whales, where people come in and spend a lot of money, but also someone who just wants to get cards and just play the game. And so our booster packs are only $4.99, and you get 18 cards in there. Our elite packs also have 18 cards, but they're all upgraded cards. They're all uncommons and above, with a couple premium slots. Well, 1 premium, 1 ultra premium. Those are $24.99, and then our premium packs are $79.99, and you get 5 premium slots. So 2 of those are ultra premium and 3 premium, plus 2 special resources cards, and there are 9,999 of those on sale. So we do have a limited sale. The mint numbers that you see in these packs will go for the entire year. So we're going to sell packs monthly, starting in early February, I think, is when our first monthly pack sale is. And those cards came from the same mint. So if you see something minted to 1,000, that's for the entire set 1 Genesis of Conflict all the way to the end of the year, including all of the monthly pack sales.
Yeah, one of the things we found, Anders, was it seemed in the Discord and on the Atomic Hub blockchain itself that people would go in to buy something and it would sell out very quickly. I can use Hot Wheels as an example. I really wanted to buy a few packs, and I was in the queue. I know Daniel was in the queue, and then it was sold out.
I was also.
yeah. And I understand that happens, especially when people are excited about something. So I'm not putting them down at all. It just happens. So what our idea is we'll drop a third at launch, and then we'll drop the rest over the next X amount of months. So that way, if you're a brand new person that learns about Warsaken in 2 months, you may have missed the initial launch, but you can still buy packs and have a chance to get some of the cool cards. We just thought it was a better way that everybody can be included, and it's not you have 1 day to do it, and if you were sick that day or on vacation with your family and you missed it, you've missed it. You can, you have no more opportunities. So we just thought that was a great way to make sure everyone felt included and they had an opportunity to be included in part of Warsaken.
That's nice. Will you look at different time zones as well? Like that is something that is really hard to do for launches. Usually either the US or Asia is out of the game.
Right.
And that is a tricky thing. We didn't want to split them in half because that kind of limits everybody who comes in the first, snatches them up and then they come back the second time. It's more of a competition. So we wanted to open it up as much as we can. And that's just one of those things. When we do our daily drops in our Discord, we drop 550 NFTs there every day. We try to mix up the time so that we're always so that the same person isn't always awake or sleeping when we drop each code.
That's nice. So these games, the Warsaken game, when can people expect to play them?
So Blitz, our goal with Blitz is within 2 months after staking. So we're actually going to try to, we're bringing on developers to finish building that, additional developers to our dev team to help finish building that. And then our goal is another 6 months after that, around that point. And again, as I say these, it could be a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, because as you know, with development work, sometimes you find a snag or there's a piece of code or, so those are relative sides. We're very focused on keeping our commitment on Blitz that we've shared with the Legion. And then at some point in 2022, we would like to launch the physical game as well. For people who have an interest in that. And we're talking about having NFT redemption codes within the physical game boxes. So we're having tons of discussions. We want to keep, our goal is to draw people who have never heard of Wax or heard of NFTs, bring them into the NFT space and the Wax space. And there'll be a lot of people that buy the physical game that know nothing about NFTs. And by adding like an NFT in there and a link to help them understand what NFTs are and the blockchain and Wax, we might be able to bring a ton more people over to the blockchain that were never there before. And so that's a goal of ours.
So can I jump in for a second, Anders, and ask you a question? So like I said before, Anders is the guy who knows everything about Wax. He was on the team when they brought it to the United States and opened it up to, he was there that day. And you've actually got like an instructional course, right? That can help people learn about Wax.
I'm losing. I will move this to another window. Yeah, because like it's very hard for people to get started. Like where should you go? What do you need to learn? I'm not even finding that window. I will make a new one. So I like, if you are new to Wax, you don't really know where to go. You don't really know what you should do. It's very hard to do this properly, because how do you introduce a new person to everything when everything they are trying to learn is very difficult? It is very simple when you learn it. So what I have done is I've created academy.neo.io, and this is, I have a soft launch of this. So one course is out. Everything here will be for free, because I think information should be freely available for everyone. And I earn money other ways, so I spend a lot of time building this. So the first course is an introduction to Wax. So what I want to do here is to create a course that has like the lessons is different topics that you might need to learn when you are learning more about Wax. You might not need to know everything. You might not read everything, and you don't have to. If you want to know how to buy Wax P, you can just go to that lesson directly, and then you can learn how that works. So you have the menu, you can go and you can learn everything here. There are video guides, there are text guides, there are how do you set up an Anchor wallet, a self-managed account. Everything here is, there's a walkthrough of how everything works. And the intention for me here is, okay, I'm in a channel, I might have started to learn Wax, I might want to learn more about how it works, or I need to help other people to learn. I can use this resource by linking different lessons from this course, so I help people. So that is the goal here, is to help people learn more, just by like enabling a curated place with all the information that they need, that is available. And I intend to do a lot of different things there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I missed out on the soft launch of that. I did not know that it was out. I knew you had some resources, but I've never seen any one-stop shop, so to speak, of Wax resources and information. So that's where we will be sending people who want to learn about staking Wax. And you actually run a couple of the proxies where the Wax, where kind of the rubber meets the road and the transactions happen, right?
Yeah, so I run one of the guilds together with my team. We run Wax Sweden.org, which is one of the guild that are producing blocks for Wax. We run APIs for Wax. We run peering nodes for Wax. And then I also have a proxy where I review different guilds on Wax and make sure that we vote for those that are adding value to the ecosystem. And that guild is called Wax Community. Because I only vote for those teams that benefit the community. And since I'm on the inside, sure, I'm biased. I vote for myself, but I count myself as adding value to the ecosystem. And then I go through the teams, and I do not add those that I don't think deserve a vote.
Awesome.
Yeah,
it's because of people like you that built this chain. And Wax was, when we started looking at blockchains, we actually looked at different blockchains, and Wax was the place. Our developer liked it. I have been in Wax, and I know what the communities are like, and how homey they can be, how friendly people are. Like the Discords are super welcoming in general. It's such a great sense of community, and so when we decided to bring the blockchain, Wax was our first pick because of all the great things that has to offer.
It's so much fun. Like I go through a lot of blockchains. I buy NFTs on Ethereum, Solana, Tezos, Binance Smart Chain, Phantasma Chain. I go everywhere and I try them out. I see how they work. But Wax, like both for a creator and for a collector, it has so much more tools, better marketplaces, easier to filter. There are still issues if you are 100% new. It might be hard to find the different collections. It might be hard to find the type of NFTs that you like, but I know that Atomic Hub is working on making that easier, and I know that other marketplaces is doing that as well. So we do have some issues for a brand new person coming to Wax and wanting to find, hey, I like art, I want to find that, or I want to find game NFTs, or I want to find utility NFTs, or all of these different types. There is no easy way to browse everything available. And that's not crazy. I mean, how many NFTs are there on Atomic Hub right now? It's 78 million. I mean,
wow.
It's a big job just to filter all of these in any way at all, and then you have to do it in an user-friendly way, and that's very hard. But I know that the Atomic Hub team is expanding, and they are working hard on that. So I really believe that will happen.
We've seen a couple big announcements just recently with the VIRL, and that may come into play in Warsaken. Like we said, we're going to do physical cards. We've talked about tying them into digital cards in the past, but there was no real strong gateway. But with VIRL coming out, which is virtual in real life, it may give us a way. The team was just talking about it already this week. We don't have time to really get deep into it now with launch coming up, but that may be an option for us where people can own a physical and a digital asset and have it be exactly the same. And so it's stored somewhere. They don't have to have it cluttering up their house, but they can still play with it and they can still own that physical asset. A lot of changes coming, and we have a plan. We have a roadmap. We're going to stick as close as we can, but we're also going to adapt with the space, with the ecosystem, with blockchain, with NFTs, and make sure that we're continuing to use it to the best we can to bring our game to as many people as possible.
That's awesome. I mean, Verl is awesome. It is like the concept itself was announced as early as Wax. The team behind Wax even have a patent on it. Which is very interesting. I think the patent is from 2017 or 17 or 18, or might even be earlier. So they have a patent. So anyone else doing that is actually potentially breaking that. If they want to enforce it, they can. I don't know if they ever will, but they have it, so they can secure it for themselves. So that's very good. But tokenizing physical art is really, well, physical anything is a really nice way to use NFTs and to trade them securely and quickly all over the world. And I think there will be a lot of innovation in how that works and how people can utilize that. Will be very nice.
Yeah, I agree.
So, Warsaken, we have different packs, we have different games. So the physical game, how will they differ, the physical and the digital? Are they intended to be exactly the same? Are they intended to be a little bit different? Imagine someone listening to this has no idea what Warsaken is. This is the first entry. You have name dropped a few different names for different type of gameplay, and you walked through in the start how the game works. If anyone want to go know that, they can just rewind this interview later and they can listen to you in the start, Matt. But will they differ in some way? What's the difference, or will it be the same?
Yeah, so all three modes of play, whether it's Blitz, Cabal, or the full version of Warsaken, uses the same cards. Blitz and the standard game use the cards a little differently. One, you use everything that's on the card. The other one, you're matching, are they all forces? Are they all intel? And the physical card has to match. Cabal, you play your same deck as well. Now, the Cabal, the cards work a little bit differently because they have action cards, force cards, WMD cards that you flip over, and it tells you to do something for the Cabal, so it can attack you or things like that. But for someone who doesn't know a lot about Warsaken or they're new, like, they can feel good in knowing if they build a favorite deck, they can play it in all three modes. So it's not you have to do the cards this way for this and have a deck this way. You have a 65 card deck in each of the games, 1 leader, 4 territories, and 60 cards that are considered your arsenal, which can be intel, morale, force, WMD, any of those, weather, any of those type of cards that you want to have in your deck. We also have a really good how to play video on our website for the full game. That tells you exactly what you need, how it plays, how resources. So people should go to warsaken.com and check that out if they're curious how the main game is played.
I saw that video with the kid playing, the dad and the kid.
That was me.
Yeah,
that was me and my son. So yeah, we the game. So they are exactly the same. Blitz on the table is the same as it's going to be on the digital side, and so that's why we took the time and effort to film that, so that people can watch us play it and see what it's going to be like to play on the digital side.
So by playing, you mean how it feels to lose to your son, right?
Yeah, it was a beatdown. Like I barely dinged him. We started with 20 morale each, and it ended up I had 0 and he had 14. So it was not much of a contest, I'll admit.
To be fair, they were in a convert location in a war zone, so I think Daniel was just more concerned about the safety of his son, so that's why he allowed himself to lose.
Exactly what happened. Yeah, I was distracted. A covert location.
No, but that's awesome. Like, okay, so this game, so the Cabal is a single player game. The other ones are multiplayer. So the digital one, will there be some kind of ladder? How will that work? Or will you challenge people? Do you have a plan for that?
So I'll have Daniel talk about the digital side, but real quickly, I just wanted to correct something. The Cabal can be played with more than one person. So if your friend is over, you can play the Cabal together, if that's something you want to do. So I just want to make sure people knew the Cabal is not a one-person player over. But Daniel, if you want to talk about the digital.
It's hard. Cabal is tricky. Like, it starts out at low levels, but it gets harder and harder, and you're facing 3 leaders at the same time. So for me, it takes more strategy than playing just a normal game of Warsaken with 2 players. As far as the back to the original question, we do plan on having leaderboards and online tournaments. We want to be able to play with our friends. We want to be able to play with the Legion. We've got people. Grevinator has been challenging me since day one. Posting memes about beating me in the game. So I'm looking forward to getting on there and playing with other members of the Legion. We haven't worked out the details of what it will look like, but we will have community options. We will have levels. The good thing about the game is, even if you have the most rare cards, there are a couple of very rare cards that give you a slight advantage, maybe like 10 health, but that's like 1% of the cards. It's a tiny fraction. Most of the cards, whether you have a standard, common, the most basic card in the deck, or you have a blood foil of that one, which is one of our most rare, or it is our most rare, I guess, in that case, it plays the same in the game. And so if you come and you just have, the $4.99 booster packs, you can make a deck and you can be a really good player. Now, if you won't earn as much on the XP side and on the loot side, we haven't really talked much about that, but you can come in and you can compete with anybody with any cards because they all play the same. And so we have that for people who are pure players and just want to get cards. We'll also have a subscription model where people can come in and for somewhere between $3 and $5 a month, be able to play with all of the common cards. So they can make whatever decks they want. They can try out things. They can see if they like the game. They also won't play for as much XP as the upgraded cards, but that will be an option, as well as a free to play for people who will, with a couple of pre-built decks for people to try it out as well.
Yeah, free to play is very important, so that makes me very happy. Like that is one issue with blockchain games. I wanted to try a few games on Ethereum, and only to try the game I had to put in between $500 and $3,000. I mean, I don't want to pay $80 to buy the new COD. Why would I buy, like, it is a little bit insane. Like, for those that has been in the blockchain place for a while, and they have been with the ride and joined upwards and buy these crazy packs for a lot of money, they don't take into consideration what the feeling is for someone new that comes and, hey, I want to try this, I want to buy a pack. Oh, it's $30. That's a lot of money for some people to just try something to see if they like it. I mean, sure, there is a potential to earn, but that's speculation. You might not earn anything. You might not get anything back for your NFTs. It's all a speculation. And for someone that just want to play something and try it out, it is a little bit scary to see how far off we are from an easy adoption. So it makes me very happy that you will have some kind of free to play for that sense.
Yep, just watch the Anyo video on how to set up a Wax wallet, and then come and try out Blitz, come and try out Warsaken.
Yeah, that's awesome. So the 15th is the sales, and then every month you will have more sales of these cards to enable new people to come and join. What else is happening? So walk through what's up in the Warsaken world and Discord. Like, it's very active, your Discord, by the way.
Yeah, we got, I remember just about 3 months ago, we were excited because we had hit 1,000 people on Discord, and now we're over 22,000. So a good amount of people on Discord. So we have, and I'm pretty sure Coleman will agree, we have a lot of love for our Legion. So we call everyone in our Discord, they're part of our Legion. And, every day we see people in there helping each other out. We see people, once in a while something will happen to someone where maybe they didn't get a card or something happened, and someone will just give them one of their NFTs, or you'll have someone who's brand new and someone will send them over one of our promo cards just to welcome them. And we're not asking them to do this, we're just seeing them do it. We're big fans of ranking people up. Not because they're asking to be ranked up, but they're the person helping people out, not asking for anything. So we'll do something special for those people. But we've literally, I get on every day and there's people I'm excited to talk to and people I'm excited to see. And so when we say, we're very humbled to have these people as part of our Legion, we mean it. When we say we love our Legion, we mean it, because our Legion is starting to feel more like family. And not just people in our Discord. And that's the way we wanted it. For those in our Discord, they know we don't allow swearing. If you put up an inappropriate picture, we're going to delete it immediately. We want it to be family and friendly, because the idea came from fathers being able to play a game with their kids, whether it's their son or their daughter. And now that's expanding. That was just the original idea, because it was a father and his son at the table playing, but mothers can play daughters or sons, family can play family, brothers and sisters can play. So whether someone 12-year-old wants to be in our Discord or a 50-year-old wants to be in our Discord because they love Warsaken, we want everyone to feel like a family and be respected within our Discord. And so we spend a lot of time trying to make sure it stays that way. But we absolutely love our Legion.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that probably requires a lot of moderation, but you have a team for that, I guess. That's awesome.
Yeah, and our moderators are awesome. They're leaders in our community for sure. They set the tone and help us out so much. They're there around the clock, like any time of day you can find one of them there. So a huge shout out to them. We really appreciate them. One thing that we are doing is sending out first wave upgrade cards. So we do have an upgrade process where you can combine 5 of the same card and get a card that will stake a lot better. And if you get to the highest level, it actually has, it's a fire forged card, and it actually has 10 extra health. So it's been through the battle. It's like it's like a soldier that's been through the trenches. And if you use an upgrade card, one of our upgrade cards that are going to be going on sale on the 18th, then you can supercharge that and get a first wave edition. So a first wave metal card or a first wave fire forged, and the XP goes way up if you do those. And so we really want to give a big thanks to the early people in our Discord and the active people. So the first 2,000 people in got a first wave roll. And then also along the way, people who have been super active and helpful and positive, we've also promoted a couple hundred people to those roles. And so we're in the process today and tomorrow, we'll finish sending out all of the first wave upgrade cards, 1 for the first wave B and 2 for the first wave A, which is you, because you were there early. You were one of our first 500.
I'm one of the first wave, that's for sure.
So we're sending those out, and then not only that, but we're going to open up upgrading on the morning of the 18th, and then we're going to start selling the upgrade cards in the afternoon of the 18th. So people who have, anyone can go in and upgrade, but people who have those either 1 or 2 free upgrade cards that they're getting are going to have that first step in the door to get those super low mints. And I've seen people strategizing in Discord about, I'm going to go for this guy. You going to go for that guy? Here, I'll trade you some so we can, so everyone's figuring out how they're going to get that mint 1 of the first wave fire forged.
Yeah. And so on the 15th, we're selling the booster, the elite, and the premium packs. And then on the 18th, we'll be selling the upgrade cards. Now there's 250,000 upgrade cards. And our idea was they'd be there for the entire year. People could get them when we want. We're not going to make any more. It's 250, but now we're kind of going, wow, these might be gone in the first few weeks or first month, because once they're gone, you'll no longer be able to upgrade our first set. Those cards allow you to upgrade the first set, and so when they're gone, there'll be no way to do it anymore. So those things are very valuable, and so it'll be interesting to see how, like, if they go a little bit each month over the year as people are upgrading, or if people realize that and that they buy them quickly, because we have them at half price for the first 48 hours. So, and then after that, they go to full price. So it'll be cool. I've been collecting to upgrade as well, but I'm going to be nice and wait a little bit. I'd rather see someone in the Legion get a #1 mint. I don't care. Not that I don't want a #1 mint, but I don't care if I get an 8 or a 12 or a 20. I just want the really cool card. So.
Yeah, I'll be buying up for the upgrade cards, but I'm not going to be racing I'm not going to be doing the mint sprint for the high. Yep. I'm going to let the Legion step in, then I'll come in a day or two later and pick up some.
Do you think there still will be available ones after 2 days? I know that Matt said months, and I'm like, no.
Well, our intent was, and we'll see what happens when we go to our set 2, which we're already working on. But if they go quickly, that is awesome. Like, I'm kind of, I hope they go as fast as they go. And I hope everyone gets one. We know everyone in our first wave A and first wave B at least has 1 or 2 of those. But I think, what is it, Daniel? Is it a max 25, I believe, you can buy at a given time? Is that our limit on? Yeah.
Yep, and then you got to go back through the process, so you can come back through. But yeah, max 25 per purchase.
And so what was the total supply again?
250,000.
Yeah. Okay. Then it makes sense. Then it's okay. Like 25 for some of, like, if there's 5,000 packs or 10,000 packs, and you can buy 25, then they are out like this. Mm-hmm. That's.
And so our pack limits on our other sales, the pack that's selling we have about 10,000 of the premium packs, and the limit on those is 3. The elite packs, we have almost 25,000 of those, and the limit on those is 7. And then our booster packs, we have 69,999, and the limit on those is 15. So they are rather low, so people will have a chance to come in. I don't know if everybody's going to get one that wants one, but we are doing everything we can to spread it out and to spread the love.
Yeah, and you can put up to 3 upgrade cards into an upgrade. So if I have 2 cards that are hard to get, like maybe I have 2 full art nuke blasts, and I'm having trouble getting those on the market, I can take those 2, add in 3 upgrade cards, and still upgrade it. So those upgrade cards are super valuable, and I don't know if people realize how much yet, but they will very quickly realize, especially as they open their packs on the 22nd and they start seeing everything they're getting, they're gonna be like, oh man, I need more upgrade cards if there's any even left.
That's fun. So there will be a fun mint sprint close to Christmas, so that's good. So the packs sold at the 15th. What's the delay until you can open them?
It'll be a week or less, so it'll be the 22nd or sooner. We're pushing. We'll definitely have it out by the 22nd, and we're going to try and get it out sooner. And we'll give a couple days notice, of course, once we do set a firm date. We should know at launch what the date will be. That's our goal, is by the 15th to be able to announce when they'll be able to be open, but it won't be more than a week.
Yeah, with the transition away from credit card and debit card, we had to space things out a little bit. Originally, we were going to do upgrade cards like 3 days before we launched. And because that changed, we wanted to keep the commitment we had made to people in our first wave A and first wave B and other individuals who had gone out and bought promo cards and other cards and getting ready for upgrading. And if we had allowed people to open on the same day, we would have gone back on our word of giving those people a few days to upgrade before all the packs got opened. So, part of that is just making sure everything pack opening runs smoothly, but part of that also is keeping our word of giving people a few days to upgrade who have invested before pack sales open. So,
yeah. Okay, that's cool. So I see in the chat there are a lot of people saying 100 likes for code. So there is a code that Coleman mentioned before.
Everybody
what's that
wants
about?
the code.
We brought a submarine to you today, and it's the VS Wolf, and it's a rank 2 submarine. You're going to drop 2 codes in the stream. People need to go to warsaken.cards/redeem. They need to log in with their Wax wallet and then pick one code or the other, enter that into the space, and cross your fingers.
Cross your fingers. That's always
this card has a really neat kind of a deadly mechanic. It's got pick off, so as soon as it comes into play, it can automatically eliminate any card that it can block. So anything that card is able to block is automatically eliminated. So you come on stage and you turn over this awesome sub, and then one of the enemy cards has to leave the war zone.
As long as it doesn't have armored. If it has armored, it doesn't work. But I love pick off.
I just linked the redeem page, by the way, so people know where it is. It's warsaken.cards/profile/redeem. So
there you go.
Good.
That'll get you your login. Yeah.
Should we drop both codes at the same time, or should we do it one at a time? You're the
Let's
expert.
do them at the
here.
same time, so people. Yeah, people have to pick and take their chances one with the other.
Yeah. I got them ready, but I have 98 likes, and I see in the chat that we need 100, so we can't do it right now. We will do it soon. There we have 100, so I will drop it now when so you guys just swap name on the chat, but I think that's okay. So the links will come and people see this. You need to get ready. I guess this will go decently fast. So they are dropped right now. I pinned them so people can find them. So you can find them directly in the live chat, and then you go to the link that we shared before. And then we will see what happens.
Good luck, everybody. Also, while you're doing that, I just want to give a shout out again to Anders and Anyobservation. It really is a super solid YouTube channel. So if you're looking to get more information on Wax, definitely subscribe. Definitely pay attention to what's going on here.
Thank you, mate. And now with this, I will start doing more videos again after I have been sick and moving and everything. So that's awesome. And this academy has taken a lot of time to build out, but that's all good. So people, I guess, are trying to claim this. I have shared both of them. Let's hope that some people get this. So that's all good.
I'm seeing them claim. It looks like the black camels are almost gone. They may be gone at this point.
Some people say wrong code. I don't know if that is it a chance to get them or something? I don't know.
There is RNG involved, but both promos and black camos are being minted, so some people are able to have success.
Also, if they're copying pasting, if they leave like a space or something when they copy and paste, that can cause a challenge.
Black camos are gone, and so now we're just, so if you enter a code and it says all the NFTs for this code have been claimed, try the other one, because you won't get a cooldown unless you're either successful or you get that bad RNG luck.
Yeah, I actually tried to do one of them and I had the bad RNG luck.
Oh, dang it.
I had to try the process to see how it worked.
Yeah, we should have had you start early. Should have given you a 1 minute head start.
Hey, I had the codes, but I never do that. I never start. I shared them and then I waited a few seconds so everyone got them, and then I went and did it. So I don't have a big advantage.
I just went and bought one on Atomic Hub.
when I'm not the one dropping them, like if Brandon's dropping and I go in and I see that something just dropped, I'll wait a few minutes and I'll sometimes go in and try and grab one too. I've claimed a number of promos, and it's nice to see how the system works. And one time I got an error that I was able to take back to the team and confirm some of the other things people were saying. So, but when I'm the one dropping the codes, then I'm like, oh, I'm not going to claim this one, so I got to sit it out.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we do like it when our hosts do get something. I do have something for you. I'll send you an NFT after the and you got your first wave ones coming today. I'm going to work on that right as soon as we finish this broadcast. I think I'm going to start sending those out. So that's some more good news for the Legion is I'm going to be working on those. It should be pretty quick. I've actually got Jensen from our Legion helping me out with some organizing some data to make it super easy to send those out.
That's nice. I have a few Warsaken cards. I just got a few extra now as well, so that's good. Yeah, I will for sure try to buy them when they are on sale. I'm very happy that it's a wax sale. I would have used my Binance card if it was a credit card sale, so it's the same thing for me. But that's very nice. We have been on here chatting for 51 minutes. We have talked a lot about this game. The last thing we will do is we will summarize everything about the sale and how that works, so people can get a summarized part that we can link later. But before we do that, is there anything else you guys want to share or want to mention before we reach that?
Anything you want to mention, Coleman?
Yeah, just a big thanks to Anders. It's been great getting to know you over the last few months and sitting down with you. I know you have a great audience and loving the wax space. Huge shout out to our Legion. We could not do any of this, and they do so much of the heavy lifting. Our moderators and every member in there helping new people. And I see people welcoming and can answer any questions and just jumping in. And that's a big part of what allows us to really do a lot of the stuff we're doing on the side, like set up awesome interviews like that. So we appreciate you, appreciate the Legion. Super excited for the launch.
That's awesome. But one thing I recognize, and thank you, by the way, the one thing that I recognize that we didn't talk about is you said the staking. What is the staking? We should probably mention that before we go.
It's going to be a passive staking system, and any Warsaken assets you hold can earn you XP. And then based on your XP, you get a rank, and then your daily loot payout is based on rank. And loot can be used for loot packs, which has some super rare cards in it. It can be used for raffles. In-game items like the voice, you can have the voice of your leader. That's going to be an NFT, and they can voice for you while you're playing. We can have like a nuke explosion. Those will be in-game effects. So that's what loot is used for. We also have 18 ally collections in Wax that we've teamed up with, and their assets will be stakeable also, and they will be about 45 days after us. We got to build them into the system after we get it running. Yeah. But you will need to own at least one premium Warsaken NFT in order to enable staking, and those will come. So in any pack, you'll get at least one premium.
That's nice. So yeah, stack NFTs.
One other thing we wanted to make sure was that our loot coin and things like that stayed stable, and that people had a reason to want to earn loot, and they wanted to earn the experience to get our loot. And so, as Daniel said, we put some cool stuff in our loot packs. That's where owner cards are in the free loot packs that you can earn. We have tenant cards, which is 1/10. The tenant card came about from a show where people were doing something, but they had to pay the owner a little bit of money for what they were doing. So we were like, that would be cool because then more people can be owners, but it's just a smaller amount. We have decadent leaders, where the leaders are sitting on a throne with hordes of gold around them, wearing crowns. That will be super cool. Loot leaders. So there's just super cool stuff in the loot packs, and so I'm really excited when people start getting those. Down the
we
road.
have a lot of
Go ahead, Dan.
Sorry, Matt. We have a lot of people asking about loot and what's the price going to be, and it's totally market controlled. But just for reference, a loot pack costs 50,000 loot, and so you can do the math. And you're saying if I buy loot at X dollars or X wax, then that means a loot pack cost this much wax or this many dollars. So you can do some math and see. And we have no idea where those are going to settle. Those are going to be NFTs as well, so people can buy those with loot and sell them for wax if they want. Yeah, that pretty much sums up the basics of loot anyway.
Yeah.
The cars that are available right now, are they part of the game that's on the market
absolutely.
right now?
Playable, stakeable. Those are all cards we've given away. We haven't sold anything yet. So those are some of the cards that we just gave away in your chat. They're promos. They're black camos, which we gave away here. We had a few unique ones that we made that are ultra rare. Those are minted to 200. And we gave those away as a bounty in our Discord when we reached a certain number of followers on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram. And we just hired a moderator, a social media manager, to manage those. So people will be seeing more and more on those channels. They can share that info with on their own channels with their friends for easy way to show Warsaken to other people.
That's awesome. And for the 15s, where do they go to buy it? What's the packs? What's the price? And do we have a time for it yet?
Yeah, so 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when they're going to launch. It'll be in our shop page on Warsaken.com. And then
.cards.
Yep. And then also we'll have advertising. So you'll see advertising on Atomic Hub and advertising on Nifty Blocks starting on Sunday. So people will be able to click that as well to take them into our shop as well. If you try to get there now, the shop is not live, but it will be. We're doing all the back end work on it, but it looks really nice. And Brandon was walking through it with us last night, and we were like, "Wow! Like this, the shop looks amazing." The boxes they spin out and come back. They got stuff moving through them. It is really cool looking. People will be really excited.
Nice. So that's World Swedish time. That's midnight, by the way. Just for people that I know, the entire world go after the Swedish time. That's the local time for everyone.
It is.
So that's midnight. That's awesome. I'm very excited for this, and I love to have you back when the game launches, so we can go and showcase the game, and we can perhaps even have a match where I can beat Coleman or you, Matt, or something like that.
I'm going to send my son to play against you.
Yeah,
so.
I was just going to say, perhaps you need to get your kid playing as well. I have a fly on my nose right now. So yeah.
He wanted to learn more about Warsaken.
Yeah.
I hear it's the buzz. I'm just kidding. Worst joke ever.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Thank you guys for joining, and thanks everyone for watching. A lot of people already hit that like button, but also hit that subscribe button, share this, and have a great time. This will be available for everyone after we are done. So that's all for now, and peace.
Let's go, leaving enemy leaders down on the floor. I take off with the loot, I don't fumble. And I put it on west while I run up the number. I'm crashing over me a pack. Yeah, about to nuke 'em where they at. Yeah, if you play the game, then you get the loot. You claiming it, now it's belonging to you. I'm launching a ballistic missile to destroy territory. Snipers eliminated the enemy leaders, cause it's mandatory. Man, I feel sorry for you if you ain't on my team, cause we always slip. If you trying to get down with some action, then it ain't too late for you to go and enlist. Warsaken. Let's go, leaving enemy leaders down on the floor. I take off with the loot, I don't fumble. And I put it on west while I run up the number. I'm crashing over me a pack. Yeah, about to nuke 'em where they at. Yeah, if you play the game, then you get the loot. You claiming it, now it's belonging to you. I'm launching a ballistic missile to destroy territory. Snipers eliminated the enemy leaders. us cause it's mandatory. Man, I feel sorry for you if you ain't on my team cause we always slip. If you trying to get down with some action, then it ain't too late for you to go